Hey cruisers, it's Kevin and Frank from Cruising with Wheels. It's holiday gift giving season. It's just beginning. It's the beginning of November and we're here to talk about taking gifts to your next cruise.
So if you're going on your cruise and you're not taking a plane, but you're driving, you've killed 50% of your problems because everything you have is going to be transported in your car. And you don't really have to worry about the scanning process that goes on in an airport. You just have to worry about it when you get to the port before you board the ship. So let's start with the people who are traveling by air and they're going on an airplane. And so there's a lot of things you can and cannot do in terms of carry-on luggage or checked baggage and carrying gifts from New York to Miami.
So what do you want to talk about first?
Well, let's talk about things. Let's say you're going to put all your gifts in your checked bag because you don't want to carry them on board. Maybe you got too many. I don't know. Maybe you have a suitcase that's allocated for nothing but gifts. And you're checking that. Well, that's kind of scary. But
I wouldn't do that.
I know, I wouldn't.
But anyways.
They would be clutched to my body as a carry-on. But anyways, there's certain things that they recommend when you travel by air in terms of gifts in your checked bags.
You move the papers and I can't see them.
Oh, gosh.
So the first thing that they recommend is that you use a hard shell case.
Right, protecting your gifts because a hard shell case is going to be a lot better than these soft nylon, unconstructed types of pieces of luggage.
Remember, your baggage is going to get tossed around a lot, and they'll be coming in contact with hard surfaces like the metal rails in the what is that thing? The luggage chute.
Oh yeah,
and
come on, you've seen the baggage
handlers.
handlers.
They just throw them around.
You know, I'm sitting on the plane and I'm looking out that window and I'm watching because I'm always nervous to make sure our bags get on the plane, and you should see them. Now, I'm sure they've been tossed on the little motorized carrier, and once they get to the plane, they're shoved on that conveyor belt. Boom, 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 and who's ever in the cargo is stacking and packing or whatever. So protect your bags.
They suggest that you don't gift wrap, right? But
don't do it.
I wouldn't do it. That's our personal recommendation. But they do say that you should wrap your package as if you were shipping it, because then it'll protect it.
Yeah,
right?
Whether you want to kind of just wrap it with some bubble wrap,
Packing
peanuts or whatever, but make it accessible for anyone at the airport or TSA to be able to quickly get in, look at it, and find out that it's not a weapon of mass destruction, and quickly close it off. Because anything could look suspicious to them. And if you've Christmas wrapped or birthday wrapped these gifts, they're going to unwrap them. Sorry. Yeah, they really are. And then you're going to be very upset.
Now, it seems logical to me, but the next thing they suggest may not be logical to everybody.
That's true.
And that's you need to surround your package when you're packing with soft goods in your suitcase.
Yeah,
maybe your undies, your delicates.
We do that.
We do that.
When we come home, we have that special expandable tote, and I put all the souvenirs and gifts in it, and I wrap it with our clothing.
And you want to
t-shirts.
Layer above, below, and beside.
Yep, exactly what we do. And I haven't even read this. We're ahead of our time.
Another thing that they suggest is pack your gift wrap along with the gift.
Right.
Your package is probably going to be traveling undisturbed in your checked bag, but, if you've got your wrap right there,
right. Whether it's a roll of wrap that'll fit in a big bag, or maybe flat wrap. Maybe you can use plastic containers to protect the bows and streamers. That's always a good guide on how to protect all of that.
Well, the other reason why they suggested that, I find hard to believe that they would do it, but what they say is that if they were to unwrap a wrapped package, they will rewrap it.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures online, and you won't like the way they wrap it and put it back in your luggage.
Don't trust it.
Don't. So, you know.
Wait until you get on board to wrap.
Yes, because you have your way of wrapping, and I'm sure it's wonderful and pretty.
Kick the kids out to the kids club,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you can have your little wrap party.
Yeah, have a wrap party, absolutely. So that's with your check luggage.
So how about carry-ons? Because we do carry-ons.
We do carry-ons, and it's on the way home with gifts and souvenirs.
Well, sometimes it's on the way there. We have some things that we want
brought?
to protect.
What have we brought? What have we brought?
Well, that we want to protect. Yeah, and then there's this upcoming cruise. We're bringing a little something for somebody whose birthday, not myself, but, you know, Darlene's birthday is going to be right when we get back. So maybe we'll bring her a little something that we have to protect. So what are we going to do in our carry-on?
We don't want to give her a crappy wrap gift via JetBlue.
So we're going to put everything in our carry-on,
Yes,
right?
we are.
And what do they suggest? They suggest you plan, well, we suggest you plan what's going in your carry-on very carefully.
And always plan that someone else is going to go through your carry-on.
Right.
I mean, you all remember what happened to us on the way back home from Seattle Airport to New York. Kevin had to unpack everything. They wanted to see his backpack, my tote, all the laptop electronics. Same thing could happen to you with your gifts. Unpack it. Something, you know, if you're giving candy, to them it might look like C4 plastic explosives, like my fudge.
You want to make sure that whatever gift that you're bringing is the appropriate dimensions, allowable by your airline for carrying on an item. And you want to check with how many items you can bring, because you may have to put those gifts in your carry-on, or sometimes they allow you to carry them separately.
Right. I could just imagine the looks on people's faces when they say, I need you to unpack this. And they're like, but those are all my gifts and they're all wrapped. Sorry. Unpack, unwrap.
Now, if it's a fragile item, they suggest wrapping it in bubble wrap loosely. And you, again, bring your wrapping paper along with you.
Whichever way you go, check the carry-on. It's pretty much the same. But again, there are some special things with carry-ons that you really do have to avoid, because it's actually going on the plane with you in the overhead compartment or whatever. And you need to avoid these top 7 things. Don't do it.
Well, and I would think that these top 7 things would pretty much apply to cruises now, too.
Absolutely.
Because the very first one is something that we've never allowed.
Yeah, never.
So number 1 is avoid toys that look like weapons.
Absolutely.
Anything that looks like a weapon, the cruise line and the airline are not going to allow.
And we never allowed guns or war toys in our house for the kids, but I can't imagine somebody bringing a toy gun packed as a gift on an airline or on a cruise ship. So avoid any toys that look like weapons. Don't do it.
Now, number 2, no alcohol over 140 proof. That's 70% alcohol for those that don't know.
Right.
That was banned by the FAA. And of course, you can't bring that in your carry-on luggage anyways.
Right.
But they do not allow that in checked luggage any longer.
Right.
And cruise lines don't let you bring on booze anyways.
Yeah.
So,
Is there one of the airlines that allows you like 1 bottle of wine? Is that Carnival?
no, cruise line, honey, cruise line.
Oh, but I'm saying.
Yeah, you said airline.
Oh, I said airline.
You said airline.
Okay. Is there a
One
cruise
of the
line?
cruise, I think a few of the cruise lines allow you to bring
It's a limitation.
a
of maybe
limitation.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not bringing a case and having a party.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're going to put alcohol in your checked baggage, it has to be below 140 proof, which wine would be. Normally wine is 13%.
Yeah. Bubble wrap.
And there's also these neat
Containers.
that they can
Yes.
get on Amazon that protect the wine case, the wine bottle.
Nobody wants to open up their check bag or see it come down the conveyor when you get home.
Soaking wet.
Soaking wet of red wine over all your clothes.
How about Darlene on the way
I
home?
know, that was awful.
She bought some gifts for some people. I think it was blue carousel, and
Yes.
everything was blue in her bag because it broke.
So, Darlene, please watch this video before we set sail on the getaway November 25th. You do not want a repeat of this disaster.
Now, number 3 is, we've mentioned before, skip the gift wrapping.
Yep.
Don't gift wrap the presents prior to you getting on that cruise or whatever destination you're going to. It just makes everything easier, I think. And why, if you're going to wrap it, they're going to unwrap it, so you're going to have to rewrap it again.
Right.
Why irritate yourself?
I know.
Make it easy. Skip the gift wrap.
Now, number 4 is leave the cardboard crackers at home. And I'm not talking saltine crackers.
What's a cardboard cracker?
A cardboard cracker is I think people from England, those snap things.
Oh, the little firework things.
The firework snap things.
When
Where
they
you
go,
pull it and it pops. Yes, those were banned by the FAA. No carry-on or check bags.
And I also know that those are, on most of the cruise lines, considered contraband.
They will take
So
them.
if they see them when they scan your luggage, they will confiscate them. You'll be called down to the naughty room.
Yeah, you won't like it. Again, number 5, it pertains to liquids again. If we talk about bringing a bottle of wine or whatever, again, you can't do it in your carry-on because remember, the airlines and FAA, TSA restrictions of 3.4 ounces or less. So where liquids are concerned, the 311 rules apply and must go in your check bag if it's more than that.
Number 6, you have to declare animal products like cheeses with customs. Solid cheeses are okay for domestic flights, but not for internationals.
Right. If you're getting into international flights, you're flying from New York to Rome because you're doing maybe a Mediterranean cruise.
Right.
You're going to have a problem.
My suggestion is always been skip the food
Yes.
stuff, okay? Things can be bought, purchased, or ordered at home when you're home from specific areas. Say like Italy, and you were going to get Genoa salami. Why? Why do you have to get it in Italy? You don't. You can get it locally.
Exactly. Or people will say, you know what? Whatever you want. Another thing is whatever you want to buy, have it shipped.
Yeah.
Don't let the shippers do it. Don't put it in, worry about carry-on, check bag, or whatever. Just have someone, third party, ship it to your hotel in Rome and have it waiting there, and then get it on board the cruise ship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or ship it home.
Right.
Or ship it home if you're talking about gifts that you're going to bring home.
Right. How many times we have
We've shipped stuff home.
yeah, just vacationing and not even like on a cruise ship, but being somewhere, you're purchasing a beautiful decorative platter, and you're like, nope, they're shipping it to my house. I'm not going to be responsible.
Perfect example was when I went to Italy. I sent home a platter. I also purchased cheeses and limoncello.
Oh, right.
And I shipped all that home. I'm not going to put it in my suitcase and be worried that customs is going to grab me.
Right.
I'm not going to try to sneak it in. It's not worth my aggravation or their aggravation. Just make it easy on yourself.
Right.
And what about the last thing?
Well, the last one is funny because
it's funny, but people don't think about
people
this.
don't think about it because they're thinking, oh, I'm going on a Christmas cruise and my friends have their daughter or son, whatever, and I'm going to bring the little Nancy a cute little snow globe. No snow globes, people. Why? Because it contains water in the snow globe.
Liquids,
And they cannot be over the 311 limit of 3.4 ounces. So you may think it's just a nice little Christmas gift snow globe, but it's in violation of the TSA rules. Yeah. So
Now, anytime you have a wrapped gift, if the TSA flags your bag that they don't know what's in it, they're going to unwrap it. We can't say that enough.
Yeah.
So save yourself the aggravation. Don't wrap it. Right?
don't wrap it. Just saying.
It's just to avoid
I know.
any kind of incident that you might have with TSA.
Right. And people say, you know what? You don't have to wrap it. Put it in a decorative gift bag.
Yeah. A little tissue,
yeah.
piece of cake.
There's your wrapping.
If that's what you want to do. I know that we have brought gifts on cruises before for people that we've sailed with. And we very often, that's what we'll do.
Yep.
We'll bring the
Bag.
gift separate. And right underneath it, we pack the bag,
Right.
the tissue folded.
Yeah.
Done. We get into the cabin, we unpack, and we go, okay, bag, tissue, there you go.
Yeah, that was
simple and easy.
30 seconds of our life wrapped. Yeah, so make it easy on yourself. Nobody wants to start a cruise vacation with aggravation.
Exactly.
And all of this, again, applies to the cruise ships.
Pretty
Where
much.
security scanning is involved.
The big thing that I have about cruises that they will not allow and they do not tolerate is alcohol.
Yeah, I know.
So if you have alcohol, if you think you're going to buy Dad his favorite bottle of brandy and bring it with you, you might get it through the airline,
Right.
because you've checked it.
Right.
But when they scan those bags onto the ship, they're going to set them aside and you're going to hear, "Attention, cruisers, we need John Smith to come to the naughty room, please."
For a spanking.
Yep, and then they're going to make you open that bag. They're going to confiscate that alcohol,
Right.
and
You get it the
Dad's
last...
not going to have his gift.
Right, and they give it back on the last day, or you don't give it back at all.
It depends on the cruise
Right.
line, and it depends on the infraction.
Right. Because sometimes
Also,
they will and sometimes they won't.
we didn't have this on our list, but drones.
Oh, yes.
So if you're going to buy someone a drone and surprise them on your cruise, think again. They're going to confiscate it. It's going to be confiscated. They're not going to be able to use it. 99.9% of the cruise ships have that rule now. And yeah, so be mindful of that.
Right.
No weapons of toys.
Yeah, right.
Toy
Now,
weapons.
As always, and we say this whenever we're talking about issues with airlines or cruise lines, always go to the website of the airline you are traveling on
And the cruise line.
and the cruise line you are traveling on, and go through the do's and the don'ts and all the restrictions that come with going on United Airline, American Airlines, JetBlue,
Remember.
Southwest.
Remember, they are
Yeah.
constantly
Changing.
and updating their policies.
Right. TSA rules at airports, very different. Seattle to JFK. Things that we didn't have to go through at JFK, it's for some reason at SeaTac, was like tenfold.
Some items that are considered contraband on Carnival are not considered contraband on NCL.
Right.
Do you know that sometimes balloons are considered contraband?
Sad. What
Always
is
check your
Yeah.
websites.
Yes. So, if you know the airline you're traveling on, you know the cruise line you're traveling on, you need to target. And if you're confused about what you're reading, because we all know some of these websites are very confusing, get on that phone.
Give a phone call.
That's right. Call the cruise line. If you haven't booked directly and you've done a travel agent, then you get to your travel agent and they will contact the cruise line for you. And you need to know this before you go. Avoid aggravation.
Social media is a good place to go too.
Right.
And speaking of social media, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat.
That's right.
So you should follow us there. And if you're not a regular subscriber,
To our YouTube channel and you're just watching our videos, please click that subscribe button.
and what about that bell?
That cute little ding 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 bell next to the subscribe button. Click that too and make that active. You'll get automatic notices every time a video goes live. And we go live with brand new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning.
Well, until that next video,
Yeah.
we want to remind everybody to
Travel safe.
and cruise often.